Thanks for joining us for another Tantrum House crowdfunding conniption. Today we're looking at the new game, Douc in Danger. It's a trick-taking game, and it's on Kickstarter right now. Hey gang, thanks for joining us at Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Leah Meadows, and today we're looking at the game Douc in Danger. It's by designer Noel and Campana, and it seeks to bring light to the critically endangered red-shanked monkey, currently only found in Southeast Asia.
That's right, this is a 2 to 6 player trick-taking card game. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes to play a game. In the game, players will be taking turns acting as either good rangers, nasty poachers, or curious tourists, each of whom has a totally different reason for being in the jungle and interacting with the Doucs. Now, in this video, we're not going to be sharing any opinions on the game. We just want to show you what it looks like, how the game is played, so that you can make an informed decision when it comes to becoming a backer on Kickstarter. Let's take a look at the prototype.
The game features 3 different levels of play. In level 1, the deck is built for your player count, and every player is dealt a hand of 5 cards.
Then, the player with the smallest ecological footprint becomes the ranger and must select which other player will act as the poacher for the start of the game.
Everyone else takes the role of a tourist, and then you're ready to begin.
Each round, it's the poacher's job to put Doucs in danger, and it's the ranger's job to play a higher card of the same color or a trump card in order to rescue them.
Tourist players can either help or hinder the cause by playing numbered cards that match any of the previously played cards on the table.
There can never be more Doucs in danger on the table than cards that are in the ranger's hand, so it may require some negotiations and a little luck in order to save them all.
All of the rescue Doucs get to head to the treetop, while any of the unrescued ones are placed in front of the current ranger.
Players are dealt cards back up to a hand of 5, and then rolls get rotated around, and a new round begins.
Play continues this way until the last card is drawn, and then the rainy season begins.
Now, during the last couple of potential rounds in the game, players will be playing all the rest of the cards in their hands. Some players will be swapping roles if they end up going out. You always have to have the poacher and the ranger in the game. And then there will be tourists, limitations on what the tourists can do. But you're basically going to play all the rest of the cards in your hand. And then if you have just a single card left, that ends up as a Douc that ends up in front of you at the end of the game.
Players will then tally how many Doucs are in front of them.
And then the standard game takes place over the course of 3 total months, so players will play through 2 more rounds before the game is over.
Then the player with the least amount of Doucs in front of them is the winner.
Doucs in Danger is a pretty straightforward trick-taking card game, and it shines the spotlight on a pretty fantastic cause. Now, the prototype that we received featured additional rules for 2 other variants in the game. What we just explained was Danger Level 1. It's possible that the Kickstarter might feature even more in addition to that.
In the second level of the game, Danger Level 2, additional cards are placed out on the table to form a jungle, and all of the players get the opportunity to peek at one of the cards at the beginning of the game.
They can then at any point in the game decide to pull a card from the jungle instead of use one from their hand. If the card is actually playable, then they get to use it, and it's great. They might be able to rescue a Douc or place a new Douc in danger if they play a number that already matches something on the table. If they try to play it and they don't do it correctly, then they, of course, end up with the Douc in front of them, with the card in front of them that they tried to play that wasn't actually playable.
In the third level of difficulty, new card types are added to the deck. These new donation cards are like wild and immediately save the Douc regardless of the color and number.
And that's going to matter a lot more in the third style of play in the game, because in this third level of Danger Level 3, players are going to be able to play trap cards as well, which means that if a Douc has been saved, it's got a higher number on it, a player could then drop a trap on them, which would re-trap them, and then they'd have to be re-saved. So the donation cards and the traps work together to basically rule each other out.
And then finally, new rescue team cards introduce a whole new mechanic.
So with these new rescue cards in the game, players will actually be able to, it kind of adds like a speed element to it. If you play a rescue card onto the table, everybody races to get a hand down on, and then whoever is the last player is now, basically they kind of become the ranger for like that one round. They have to try to save all the Doucs that are on the table. If they are able to save them, great. If they're not, those Doucs end up in front of them instead of in front of the ranger. Now the cool part is you can play a rescue card after or on another rescue card, basically, so everybody can slap their hands, you get stuck with it, you can't save them, but you do have another rescue card, which puts the responsibility in somebody else's hand, which is very nice.
If you enjoy trick-taking games, love adorable monkeys, or if this game looks like something you might be interested in, then be sure to check it out on Kickstarter now.
You can find the link in our description. You can also find a link to their website where you can learn more about their cause and about the red-shanked Douc. And then, as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, following along, liking our videos here at Tantrum House. I think we did it. Monkey.
That can be loud.
Hey, I'm a
So close to making a 3 point.
People say I monkey around. Camera. Gotta wait.
Hey guys, and welcome to what?
You can't be like, you gotta wait till we look at the camera, give a moment of silence, and then go. And then you would say the next part.
Oh, I thought we cut.
No. We did so good.